Hello, everybody. Can you feel it? Yeah, I can. I've been feeling it this whole weekend. The chase is coming up so soon. And we are now getting ready to finish off the final series here at Michigan before we head to the regular season finale at Arizona Speedway, where we will find out who the chase contenders will be for all three series: OREO Truck Series, Mobile One Cup Series, and Snickers Cup Series. Well, in this race, we've got quite a few drivers we'll be keeping an eye on during the course of the day. A lot of them inside the top 10 right now, and a lot of them outside the top 10. And here's a big thing here at Michigan that I found out. I did the math. I decided to take the time to do the math, and I found out that there are four drivers currently in the top 10 in standings in the Snickers Cup Series who today, this weekend, can lock themselves into the chase regardless of where they finish at Arizona. Those drivers are, of course, points leader Trent Whitney, Tim Walsh, who was second in the standings, Trent Dunham, who was third in the standings, and Vincent Marsh, who was fourth in the standings. Now, it's all really going to depend on where they finish as opposed to where the other drivers finished, but it is mathematically possible for them to, here today, this weekend, lock themselves into the chase for the Snickers Cup Series Championship. That could be huge for a lot of those drivers right there. Alright, so, getting ready to get underway. Some drivers are going to be keeping an eye on during the course of the day in Division 1 of the Snickers Cup Series here are second in the standings Tim Walsh, third in the standings Trent Dunham, fourth in the standings Vincent Marsh. There's three drivers right there we're going to be able to watch to see where they finish, to see if indeed they will be able to lock themselves into the chase. That's good right there. We're going to be able to see it right off the bat. Sixth place in the standings, Tony Speed. We'll be keeping an eye on him. Those are the only drivers in the top 10 in the standings that are here in Division 1. Also, we'll be keeping an eye on some other drivers who are going to try and move their way into the top 10, and we've only got two of them. One of them is our pole sitter here, T.O. Bain, who actually comes in with the second wildcard spot at this point. He is 13th in the standings, 16 points out of the 10th position, which is currently held by Dylan Poteet. And then 15th in the standings, 17 points out of the top 10 spot, is where we find Jamie Watson. So, we'll be keeping our eyes on not Trent, T.O. Bain and Jamie Watson, see if they can move into the top 10 in standings, and we'll be keeping our eyes on Tim Walsh, Trent Dunham, Vincent Marsh, see if they can lock themselves into the chase, and also Tony Speed, see if he can remain in the top 10 in points as well. Alright, let's get these cars rolling up, but before we do, I got a little bit of an announcement here. I decided that since I'm so close to my 600th video, I wouldn't make another video announcing this, because, I'd rather have the videos be races before I get to my 600th vid. But anyway, I'm going to be doing something new here in the NNSCRA for the rest of the season and for the next season. You noticed, I think, in the Mobile One Cup Series where I've got the starting lineup sponsored by Walmart. Well, I'm doing something different now. If you've got a channel that has an NR 2003 series, you can sponsor something going on in my race, and I will mention your channel and whatever series you have on there. Now, here's the catch. Here's what you got to do. You have to write out a commercial for me to say. Okay? Like, for instance, if I were going to do a commercial, I would say, folks, if you want to see three of the most epic series on YouTube, be sure and subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports channel, as they have the OREO Truck Series, Mobile Cup Series, and Snickers Cup Series, bringing all the action to you, getting very close to the chase, blah, blah, blah. That's how you do it. You put down what you would want people to know about your series. You write a commercial for me. If you've got a television, you've seen commercials, you know how they do commercials, so you would know how to write a commercial, I'm sure. So that's what you do. Now, there are four different things that you can sponsor, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to choose whether you want to sponsor it in OREO Truck Series Division 1, OREO Truck Series Division 2, Mobile One Cup Series Division 1, Mobile One Cup Series Division 2, Snickers Cup Series Division 1, Snickers Cup Series Division 2, and Snickers Cup Series Division 3. You can only do one division, okay? I don't want people sponsoring every single series. That's just not right. I want everybody to be able to have a chance to have a shout out so people know more about their channel. But that's what it's all about. You're going to be you're going to choose one of those series, one of those divisions, and then there are four categories. I'll put this information in the description so that way you know what I'm talking about. You can sponsor either the going to green, that's when the cars take the green flag, the running down of the running order, the pit stops, or the winning moment, which is, of course, when they cross the start-finish line and win the race. That's what you gotta choose, okay? All that information will be in the description as well if you didn't understand what I said. And you have to send me your commercial thing as a personal message, okay? You don't have to send the commercial right off. You do have to let me know what division you want to have sponsored and which category you want sponsored in that division, okay? That's the deal there. Now, these commercials of yours will not take place until we get to Arizona, okay? I'm going to be finishing off the weekend here at Michigan. When we get to next week at Arizona, that's when the commercials begin. So hopefully I've explained out what this whole thing's going to be like. It's basically a chance for people to know about your channel, that you have a series, and it may help get you more signups, okay? It's just a way of shouting out your YouTube channel so that way more people are able to find it and know about it. Alright, I hope I've gotten that cleared out and everybody understands. If not, look in the description down here underneath this video. It'll explain it. But we're getting ready to go to Green Flag Racing here, folks. I am so excited. This is the last series that we gotta have here at Michigan before we get underway into finding out who's gonna be in the chase. Here's the starting lineup. Let's go! Here we go. 40 laps of racing now. We've upped it by 10 laps because this is the Snickers Cup Series. As T.O. Bain, he looks to maybe pick up his second win of the season. That would give him a wild card spot for sure. As the green flag is out, Emilio Navarrete there behind him in third. He's also a former winner this season. That second win could get him into the chase in the wild card spot. And you know what I noticed? Did you notice in the starting lineup, third, fourth, fifth, all Roush Fenway racing cars with Emilio Navarrete, Alex Quintana, and Steve Marsh. As a matter of fact, we've gotten word that Alex Quintana, this is his last race. Jack Nathan will return to the 16 next week. We also have received word that the 38 car this week will be piloted by Harui Tashimi. She's making her return after her knee injury. However, there is word that that Harui Tashimi has not exactly... Oh, Charles Jackson scraping the wall back there. But there's word that Harui Tashimi is not completely up to 100%. Oh, they're wrecking. Callan Wales, Christian James, the caution's out. Caution is waving. We're racing it back to the line. Alex Quintana looks like he's going to lead it. Stephen Dillon, Jamie Watson, Lisa Shears, they're in a 3-wide battle for second, but that's going to allow the 16 car to lead this race under the caution flag. We'll get back to Harui Tashimi in just a moment. Connor Breton must have gotten a piece of it. Oh no, Vincent Marsh, fourth in the standings, he's in it. The M&M's Pretzel Toyota is involved. Christian Jades is involved. Callum Wales, I know, was turned sideways, but doesn't look like much damage to him. Does the pole sitter have damage of T.O. Bain? Yeah, rear end damage to T.O. Bain. Looking further through this field, I saw Charles Jackson. He was just scraping the wall back there earlier. Whoa, wait a minute. Emilio Navarrete, he's down in the apron. Is that car damaged? We got a few cars on the apron. Eric Burton in the 22. Is pit road open? Ben Ward, Charles Jackson. See if pit road is indeed open. Okay, the green light's on, so these must be regularly scheduled stops for some of these guys, like Emilio Navarrete, Eric Burton, Ben Ward. Pit stops taking place here as Alex Quintana leads under the caution. Oh, wait! Catherine Young's got front-end damage to her car right there, too. You can see her right there in that black car, pulling in just in front of Emilio Navarrete. So she must have gotten involved as well. Let's see what happened to put us under the caution. Let's take a look at a replay. For all of you that suspected they went 4 wide, give yourself a big pat on the back. Right here, Ben Ward makes contact with Connor Breton, sends him up into Christian James, and then he comes down, and you see Callum Wales gets clipped. Josie Berg got a piece of it as well. Looks like Brittany Rogers was in it. T.O. Bain, Adam Rose, Vincent Marsh. You see the blue car there. Catherine Young was involved. Jordan Hester got a little piece of it. So we continue to see who else may have gotten involved. Oh, Bob Fergus, close miss right there for the 11. Vincent Marsh then got into Callum Wales, so he had hits from 2 different occasions. They see Connor Breton spinning down there, and for the most part, it looks like the only 2 drivers that really sustained the most damage out of this thing were Catherine Young and 4th in the standings, Vincent Marsh. T.O. Bain did sustain a little bit of damage, but not that much. So the caution's waving for a huge wreck, but really not a wreck that caused a lot of cars to retire, I don't think. We're under the caution nonetheless, though. Let's go back to green flag racing. So we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing, and it'll be on lap 7 of 40. Drivers that are out after this incident are nobody. Everybody was able to continue. That's always nice when that happens. But Vincent Marsh, he ended up getting some damage. He's going to restart in 28th position, and that car is a damaged race car. So that's not good for the guy who comes in 4th in the standings. Remember, he was one of those 4 drivers who, with a good run today, could have locked himself into the chase. Yes, may not lock him in. He may still make the chase. You know, that doesn't mean that he's going to fall out of the top 10, but he's not going to be able to ensure that he's going to be in the chase here in this race, regardless of where he finishes next week at Arizona. Well, let's go through the field, show you who's going to start where, and then we'll update you again on what I was going to say about Haruhi Tsushima. Alex Quintana is the leader. Jamie Watson, remember, he comes in 15th in the standings, 17 points out of the top 10 spot. He's in 2nd. He's trying to get into the top 10 again. He fell out and hasn't been able to get back since. Stephen Dillon is up to 3rd. 4th is Lisa Shears, and Steve Marsh is 5th. His teammate, Jack Richards, is 6th. Logan Wilson is 7th. 8th is Jake Berg. 9th is Tim Feigl. And Trent Dunham, one of those drivers who could lock himself into the chase here today, he is in the 10th position. Robert Band is in 11th. 12th is Tony Speed. Ray Wilson 13th. Leo Rogers 14th. 15th is Jordan Hester. 16th Kenny McCurry. There's Tim Walsh 2nd in the standings. He could lock himself in today. He's in the 17th position. Sean Henley is in 18th. 19th is Bob Fergus. And Josie Berg completes the top 20. So Alex Quintana, the pace car is peeled off. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. We'll talk now as the green flag comes out about Haruhi Tsushima. She has been medically cleared to race again. She will be here for the Division 2 race here in the Snickers Cup Series. However, there is a possibility that she could end up re-injuring that knee. So, Miku Tsushima, who's been driving that 38 for the last 3 weeks, is going to be asked to be on the pit box and ready as a standby in case anything happens while the race is going on to Haruhi Tsushima. So, certainly it's going to be a pins and needles day for everybody on that 38 team to find out if indeed Haruhi Tsushima is up to 100%. Teammates right there down, well, they were in the low line, now they're in the middle line. That's Steve Marsh and Jack Richards. Steve Marsh will take the lead. Steve Marsh in the 24, trying to win his first Snickers Cup Series race of the season. Let's not forget, he does have Snickers Cup Series experience. And you know, I was actually looking through the standings from last season. There are a few drivers who would be making their 2nd straight chase for the Snickers Cup Series Championship if they do actually make it into the chase. But I'm not even going to talk about that right now because I think they're going to go 4 wide. I think they are. Oh, they got into 3 wide. Oh, that was a good move by all those guys. Oh, so that gives me room to talk, as Jake Berg leads fellow Toyota Logan Wilson here down to turn 3. He's the new leader, is Jake Berg. But, here comes Wilson for the lead. But a few drivers actually would be in their 2nd straight chase for the Snickers Cup Series if the field were frozen at this point. We got Vincent Marsh, who has had his troubles during the course of the day, but this would be his 2nd straight chase for the Snickers Cup Series Championship in that number 18 car as well. That's interesting there. As they are... Oh, they did! Oh, Jake Berg got turned right in front of the field. Oh, Stephen Dillon is in it. Jordan Hester is in it. Josie Berg gets a piece of it. As they're still wrecking. Oh, look out. Oh, there's Stephen Dillon. That car is just smashed. Caution's out. Oh, Robert Band was involved. The Geico Ford. Heavy contact for the 13. There's Jake Berg. He was out front just a moment ago. And Stephen Dillon's day is done. I'm not sure why he didn't come to pit road, though. He decided to stay out. Maybe he will be able to continue. Maybe they'll just take the hood off and he'll be able to continue. But that car looks like it's pretty caved in the front. But that's heavy-duty damage for Stephen Dillon as well. The caution's out. Let's take a look and see what happened. Well, here's what happened, and it wasn't going 4 wide. It was 3 wide. Ray Wilson turns fellow Toyota Jake Berg right in front of the field. Look at Darren Russell. A good move. Good miss there. Oh, that was Robert Bann right there who got into Jake Berg at that point. Oh, dear. And then there goes Stephen Dillon. He got into Bob Fergus. Jordan Hester got a piece of it. And then Josie Berg down the inside line. Nowhere to go. She gets into Jake Berg as well. Wow. So I would say maybe a 6-7 car incident. Look at this right here. Brittany Rogers, Callum Wales, Adam Rose, Teo Bain, and Charles Jackson coming into the picture. That could have been a lot worse. They could have gotten caught up in this and just plowed into the other drivers, but they didn't, so that was a good thing. And we're under the caution for the second time today. Let's see if we can go back to green flag racing, as I think pit stops are being made. Lap 15 of 40, that's when the green flag will fly once more, and this field is certainly shuffled around now. Everybody made pit stops, but quite a few of them only did fuel stops. A lot of them took 2 tires, and quite a bit of the field took 4 tires. Logan Wilson's going to restart all the way back, I think around the 20th position, because of all the strategies that played out there. We do have drivers out of the race now after this incident, and those drivers are Josie Berg, Stephen Dillon, Robert Bann, and Jake Berg. So a tough break for both the Bergs, Jake and Josie. They're out of the race in one fell swoop. Alright, let's show you who's going to restart where. This field's all jumbled up now with new contenders at the front. Lisa Shears is the leader. Alex Quintana's in second now. Leo Rogers is third. Tony Speed, 6th in the standings. He's now up to 4th. And 2nd in the standings, Tim Walsh is in the 5th position. Emilio Navarrete is 6th. 7th is Tim Feigl. Jamie Watson, 15th in the standings. Still very much in the top 10 in the 8th position. 9th is Callum Wales. Was Callum last week's winner? No. Okay, Callum Wales in 9th, and Eric Burton is in 10th. Alex Filter is 11th, Charles Jackson 12th, Trent Dunham 3rd in the standings, he is 13th. 14th is Ray Wilson, Darren Russell 15th, 16th is Brittany Rogers, Connor Breton 17th, 18th is Jordan Hester, 19th Bob Fergus, and 20th is Ben Ward. There you see Logan Wilson, the guy who came to the caution flag as the leader. He'll restart in 21st place. Green flag back out. It's for Lisa Shears. And we are back underway here at Michigan. I'm trying to actually remember who it was. It actually was the winner last week. I'm getting old. I keep getting forgetful. Okay, anyway, let's go back to what I was talking about before that incident occurred. Drivers trying to make the Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship for the second straight year. I talked about Vincent Marsh. For the second straight year, he may make the chase in the 18 car for both years. Another driver who may end up making it, but he's really going to be a guy we'll keep an eye on during the Division 3 race because he is currently 8th in the standings, is Arnold Columbia. He drove the 31 for Richard Childress Racing last season and was in the chase. And this season he's driving the number 82 for Hendrick Motorsports, but he may end up making the chase for the second straight time in his career in the Snickers Cup Series. Another driver that could end up doing it, and this one's actually a big surprise to me, is Alex Lozano. I can remember back to Season 2 as the battle's on for the lead between Tim Feigl and Tony Speed, but I can remember back to Season 2 when Alex Lozano won 2 races, and that's what put him into the chase for the Snickers Cup Series Championship. He's now gone over and is driving the number 95 Dodge. There they go! Jamie Watson, Callum Wales. I can never get a full thought out without these guys wrecking. Sean Henley's in it. Emilio Navarrete's in it. Tony Speed is involved. Oh boy, there they go. Leo Rogers got a piece of it. I think Emilio Navarrete, I said, was involved, and I think he did get a piece of it. Christian James may have gotten some of it. Caution is out. They race back to the line. Now, Brittany Rogers got a piece of it, along with Darren Russell, I do believe. And who's the leader? Trent Dunham. Trent Dunham got it at the line. New leader is the Whittier Chevrolet from Earnhardt Ganassi Racing. That's last week's winner. I couldn't remember who it was, and it was Trent Dunham. He won last week at Chicagoland. He may be looking for 2 in a row, as he is the leader under the caution flag, and looks like everybody's planning on coming down pit road here. Once again, yeah, they're all going to make pit stops again. This may ensure that they are going to make it the rest of the way. So while they make their pit stops, we'll show you the replay of what just happened. Well, I think there's contact between Jamie Watson and Callum Wales that sends them up into Tony Speed. Pole sitter Alex Quintana gets a piece of it. Darren Russell in the 10 was involved. Brittany Rogers got a piece of it. Connor Breton gets turned around after contact from Leo Rogers. There you see the 14 of Tony Speed. 6th in the standings, trying to get his way through. Cannot do it. Sean Henley kind of just got backed up into the wall there. He didn't really get much damage. Connor Breton basically got spun out. Whoa! T.O. Bain, did you see him just slicing and dicing right straight through that wreck? Christian James doing the exact same thing. John Dillon and Vincent Marsh and Catherine Young. That's a gutsy move right there. But that's the driver right there I'm most concerned about, what the damage is to his car, as well as Jamie Watson there, because both those drivers are either in the top 10 or trying to get into the top 10, and they're involved in our third caution of the day. Let's go back to green flag racing and see how the pit stops may have jumbled up this field. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. It'll be on lap 22 of 40. We have passed halfway. There are no drivers out after this incident. We've only still got the 4 drivers who retired after the second caution of the day: Josie Berg, Robert Ban, Stephen Dillon, and Jake Berg. So this is the way they'll line up after pit stops. Eric Burton trying to go to victory lane for the first time in his career and the second time this season for the 22. Of course, Garrett Hay got that ride into victory lane at Infineon. So Eric Burton, he'll be the leader. Tim Feigl will be second. Ray Wilson third. Kenny McCurry fourth. And Alex Filter fifth. That's a brand new top 5 right there. Last week's winner, Trent Dunham, is 6th. Bob Fergus is 7th. Ben Ward 8th. T.O. Bain is back up to 9th now as our pole sitter, and Jack Richards completes the top 10. Logan Wilson is 11th. John Dillon is 12th. 13th is Adam Rose. Tim Walsh is now 14th. Lisa Shears 15th. Leo Rogers, who spun out, he's up at 16th though. Brittany Rogers is 17th. Vincent Marsh, 18th place with a damaged race car. Well, he really wants to lock himself into the chase, and he's doing a phenomenal job just keeping that car up there in contention. 18th place right now for the M&M's Pretzel Toyota from Joe Gibbs Racing. Connor Breton is 19th, and Catherine Young is up to 20th. Jordan Hester 21st, 22nd Sean Henley, Charles Jackson 23rd, 24th is Emilio Navarrete. Outside pole sitter Steve Marsh is back in 25th. Tony Speed, remember he's 6th in the standings, he's going to restart 26th. Darren Russell 27th, 28th will be Christian James, 29th Jamie Watson. Alex Quintana will be 30th, Callum Wales 31st, and that is the rest of the field that is on the lead lap and on the racetrack. 4 other drivers are back in the garage area. Green flag is back out, and whoa, Tim Feigl must be off the pace, because he is just dropping like a rock. What's going on with Tim Feigl? Feigl is holding up Kenny McCurry. Now, this is not good. Oh my goodness. He is off the pace. He's only... I'm wondering if that car is damaged or something. Look at Kenny McCurry. He cannot get by Feigl. Has Feigl got some rivalry with the 09 or something? He's not even moving out of the way for these guys to be able to get past him. Now Kenny McCurry gets to the inside of him. But wow, Tim Feigl, he was second last time by. He just dropped like a rock. He now crosses the stripe this time in the 21st position. Let's go back up here to the front. I don't know who the current leader is. Oh, it still is Eric Burton. He got a big jump on the field because of Tim Feigl, and now Jack Richards is into second. He's looking to try and close in. Richards looking for his first Snickers Cup Series win of the season. But now he's going to get challenged down low. It comes in the form of Logan Wilson. And just look at how much space there is here on the front straightaway. There's no way to really put a block on a driver because there's just so much room to be able to make a pass. Well, Penske Racing's been pretty close to picking up another win this season. Eric Burton now up here up front. John Dillon is still in the mix, but Stephen Dillon is out of this race. See if Penske can maybe get it done. We're still trying to find out when Hendrick Motorsports is going to get its first win of the season. It's got a few drivers here in this field who are Hendrick Motorsports drivers who could get it done today. Jack Richards is there. Steve Marsh is there. And then, of course, in Division 2, we got James McLeod. And in Division 3, we got Anthony McCurry and Arnold Columbia. Columbia Not really a Hendrick Motorsports driver, though. That ride gets its parts from Hendrick Motorsports, even though he did go to Victory Lane Snickers Cup Series at Talladega, but he's not really a Hendrick Motorsports driver. We just say that because he gets his ride, his car parts, and all that from Hendrick Motorsports. He's supported by Hendrick Motorsports. 15 laps to go when they hit the stripe here. Everything looks pretty good right now. We're going into a nice little green flag run as Eric Burton gets a piece of the wall right there, and they're going to go 4 wide. Can they settle back into 3x3? I think they just did. That was actually a good heads-up move by Eric Burton to just bail out of the throttle, let somebody pass him, and get back in line. So that way they did not get involved in a wreck. Oh, we were talking about drivers who could lock themselves into the chase here today. One of them is right there on the inside line, battling for second, Tim Walsh in the 5-Hour Energy Toyota. He's hit some hard luck in the last 2 weeks, but as of right now, he is still in contention. He is 23 points out of the lead. I think the only way for him really to be the points leader would be if he won the race and Trent Whitney finished dead last. I think that's basically the case. And that's not very likely with the streak of good runs that Trent Whitney's been putting together. But, no, don't count anything out. It could happen, but I don't really think it's going to. Whoa, look at Tim Walsh. Slingshot right to the down, almost to the apron, well, not to the apron, but down right on that low groove, and Tim Walsh is going to be the new leader here. Tim Walsh has been one of those drivers who's kind of a coulda, woulda, shoulda. He's been runner-up in the points and runner-up several times in Snickers Cup Series races. He's got a Mobile One Cup Series win to his credit, but not yet been able to get to victory lane in the Snickers Cup Series. He's trying to do it here today, and if he could, there's no doubt about it. That would cement him into the chase for the Snickers Cup Series championship. It's also another little rivalry, not a rivalry as in that they want to wreck each other, but a rivalry as far as points are concerned. Oh, they're going 4 wide here, and there they go. Oh, Trent Dunham gets turned around. That's not good for Trent. It may just be a solo car spin. That may be a blessing in disguise for Trent. Trent Dunham, yeah, spin for the 1 car. Caution is out. And Trent Dunham, a tough break right there. He was running up inside the top 10. 15th position was actually where he was running at the moment that the wreck occurred that caused him to spin down the back straightaway. Let's take a look and see what happened to the Whittier Chevrolet. It doesn't look like Trent Dunham will be able to go for 2 in a row, and I think this was good friends getting together. Yeah, it was. Charles Jackson forced Trent Dunham up the racetrack and into Lisa Shears. It's 2 buddies getting together right there, and right here, oh, T.O. Bain just comes in, kind of sideswiped the 1. I think T.O. was trying to get down in between both Trent Dunham and Lisa Shears, who were both slow and just couldn't make it work. And so the 1 car goes spinning even more down the back straightaway. So we'll have to document just exactly how bad the damage is if he'll be able to continue. Because remember, Trent Dunham, he comes in 3rd in the standings. And if he got a good enough run today, he could lock himself into the chase. But right now, that's very much in doubt on whether he could do that or not. Caution's waving. Let's go back to green. We'll go back to green flag racing. It will be on lap 3440, giving us a total of 7 laps remaining in this event. There are no drivers out after that incident. Trent Dunham, who was involved in that, is going to restart in 29th place. Trent Dunham really needs to get a good finish here. If he doesn't do anything else, he's got to really finish ahead of Vincent Marsh, so that way he can really, in a way, maintain his 3rd place position in the standings. Let's see where Vincent Marsh is going to restart. Vincent Marsh will restart in 25th place. There's Trent Dunham about 4 cars back in 29th. So Trent's just got to get up basically past Vincent Marsh in order to maybe ensure himself a spot in the chase, regardless of where he finishes next week at Arizona. We'll document on that. We'll get the official word on whether he's made that or not, as our NNSCRA crew are working the calculators to find out where Trent Dunham's got to be in order to make the chase, regardless of whether he finishes dead last or not next week at Arizona Speedway. Here's the way they'll line up as they get ready to go back to green flag racing for what could be the final time today. Leo Rogers is the leader. Tim Walsh is 2nd. Alex Filter 3rd. Logan Wilson 4th. Ray Wilson is in 5th. A lot of Toyotas up here. 3 inside the top 5. Charles Jackson is in 6th. 7th is Eric Burton. Bob Fergus is 8th. 9th is Ben Ward, and Adam Rose is in 10th. Connor Breton, he spun a while back. He's 11th. Jack Richards, 12th. Brittany Rogers, 13th. Lisa Shears, 14th. And 15th is Jordan Hester. Back to green we will go. Leo Rogers going to lead him back to the green flag for what could be the final time today. If the caution came out at any other point, I think the race would end under the caution. Here we go. All single file, nobody stepping out of line. Who's going to be the first one to go down low to pass for position? Looks like it's going to be Eric Burton back there for 5th. No, it's going to be Tim Walsh. He's going for the lead right off the bat here to try and take the top spot down the back straightaway. Could today be the day? Could Tim Walsh be the leader and the winner for the first time in his Snickers Cup Series career? There's no doubt in my mind that would lock him into the chase for the Snickers Cup Series championship, but here comes Logan Wilson, very much still in contention here. Ray Wilson in contention here, as well as the Caterpillar Toyota from Bill Davis Racing goes to the inside line. They are 3 wide. Toyotas making a 3 wide sandwich here in turns 1 and 2. Don't count out Eric Burton. He was a leader for a while here, and he's coming back to the front. How about Charles Jackson making only his 4th career start? And maybe even Ben Ward could lock up a wild card spot with his 2nd win of the season. He won back at Pocono, but here comes Leo Rogers, who led us to the restart. He's going to come back to the inside line. These drivers can make it on fuel. We're good to go on fuel. These drivers don't have to worry about that because they made numerous pit stops under those cautions we had. Here comes Eric Burton to the inside. Dodge has a good chance of going to victory lane here. They got Leo Rogers up here as well as the Eric Burton machine. Leo Rogers got a good run there. He was able to keep ahead of Eric Burton and keep battling for the top spot with Ray Wilson. A few other drivers coming into the picture here. Kenny McCreary, Adam Rose, Jack Richards, Bob Burgess, and also Connor Breton is there. As we get ready to go 3 wide again for the lead. Eric Burton down low, Leo Rogers in the middle, up high is Ray Wilson, and oh boy, Eric Burton really gets out of the throttle there. That car must not be handling to his liking or something, because he's just bailing out of the throttle every time he puts a move to the inside there in the middles of turns 1 and 2. I would have to guess that's the consequences of a tight race car. If it's loose, then you bail out of the throttle before you enter the turn. When you're in the middle of the turn, the car is tight, then you bail out of the throttle just in the middle of the turn. So, a tight race car, apparently, for Eric Burton. He's going to try it again. Can he make it work this time? No, he does the exact same thing right there. He bailed out of the throttle in the middle of turns 1 and 2. So that's just a tough break for him. Trent Dunham is 31st. He's not yet past Vincent Marsh. He's got to pass Vincent Marsh right here. Leo Rogers, though, continues to lead. Tim Walsh 2nd. 3rd now. It's a battle on between Charles Jackson, Eric Burton, and Ray Wilson. Eric Burton, he may not be able to battle for the lead, but he's still running in the top 5, so he may leave with a pretty good finish. They're going 4 wide back there. Kenny McCreary's right there. Oh, look out, guys. Come on, please settle back to 3 wide. They're going to. They're going to. Yes, they did. That was close back there. As the new leader is Tim Walsh. He somehow got by Leo Rogers there through turns 1 and 2. Rogers 2nd. Eric Burton now to 3rd. 4th is being contested between Charles Jackson and Ray Wilson. 6th place Connor Breton. White flag is out. Could it be Tim Walsh? Here comes Eric Burton, though. Maybe he was just playing possum. Maybe he was trying to throw everybody off, making them think he didn't have a good car. As he goes to the inside, he will take 2nd place this time, I think. No, he bailed out of the throttle again, and that allows Ray Wilson to close up. It's now going to be Tim Walsh with a lot of real estate. Tim Walsh could do it. Tim Walsh, been a runner-up so many times in the Snickers Cup Series. Today may be the day. Out of turn 4 for the final time. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a new sheriff in town. Tim Walsh will win at Michigan, and he locks up a spot in the chase for the Snickers Cup Series in Season 3. There you go, folks. You know who one of your contenders for the championship will be. Tim Walsh, with his first Snickers Cup Series victory of the season, the first Snickers Cup Series win of his career, will go to victory lane and he will lock up, in amazing style, a spot in the Snickers Cup Series championship. This will also help him in the fact that he is the leader in the rookie standings, and this is going to help him build a huge lead. See where Vincent Marsh finished this race. 25th. Trent Dunham finished this race in 31st. So we don't know what the case is going to be mathematically for these two drivers. And Tony Speed came in 6th in the standings. Did he have a good enough day? 20th. I think he'll take that. But it'll all depend really on where other drivers finish. But Tim Walsh, he's the man of the hour as he wins at Michigan his first Snickers Cup Series victory, and he becomes the first driver that we know of that will be in the chase for the championship. Thanks for watching, guys. This whole Michigan points thing, it's going to continue on. It's going to get crazy as we're going to be capping off this weekend very soon at Michigan. Division 2, Division 3, they're coming up. Also, if you want to sponsor a certain part of a division, be sure and check down the description with the complete instructions, and be sure and send me a personal message. Don't comment. Send me a personal message if you're going to do that. But please comment on the race and what you did if you were in this division. Alright, I'm out. See you guys later. Michigan continues to roll on here. You've been watching the NNSCRA Sports Channel, Offline Racing at its best. Here comes the finishing order.